But my next husband's favourite pastime is going to be cleaning and tidying. Even a little touch of OCD, I wouldn't mind.
Quite often, couples have sex before they fight in front of each other.
What, immediately?
Well, no.
I was like, I really need a fart, quick!
Everyone farts.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Queen didn't, obviously, because we know that about the Queen.
That's what killed her in the end.
Yeah. Does it keep one in?
Yeah, 90-odd years of stifling a fart.
Do you know what, though? I lowered my standards. That's why.
What, when you married me?
In general.
Anybody who says, oh, no, Michelle Keegan's not more attractive than my wife, they're fucking lying to themselves and their wife. If I went out on a night out and I didn't turn up till the morning after, you wouldn't be like, oh, God, who's he sleeping with? You're just like, fucking what bin's he woken up in? Hello, and welcome to the Mildly Controversial Podcast. If you're watching as opposed to listening, you will see that not only are me and Baz in the same room, which is a novelty in itself, we've also invited the third wheel in our relationship to the podcast.
So I was the third wheel.
No, God, no. In the form of my wife, Emma, and the fourth wheel in terms of my dog, Melvin, who's sneaked into the shot there. You're not supposed to be there, but we'll let you stay. So, this episode is called My Next Wife and Her Next Husband. The idea of this is that Emma and I have been very happily married, certainly on my part anyway. Emma and I have been very happily married for almost 20 years, and we have a great relationship, and we thought it would be, when I say we, I thought it would be good to have an episode where basically I and Emma state what attributes our next life partner is going to have. They may or may not be attributes that our current life partner have. And I'm aware I've just said, like, current, and I don't mean you're going to die.
No.
I just mean if you come to your senses and divorce me, then what I will look for in my next partner.
Got it.
And vice versa, okay? Baz's role in this is, it's kind of a combination between, if you're in the UK and you're aware of the phenomenon that is Dictionary Corner on Countdown, Baz is there for if we need to consult on anything, but he's also there to pass judgment if needed.
Oh, God.
And step in and break up a fight if also needed. All right?
I'm a former bouncer, so it should be all right.
Well, exactly. You know, you're there for the role. So I was going to say we've got a few drinks, but Emma doesn't drink, but me and Baz have got a couple of drinks, and you will see that we're in our house. Me and Emma's house, not me and Baz's house.
They're going to get confusing.
That's a different one that Emma doesn't know about. That one. That's the one I sneak away to. Well, should we crack on?
I think that's probably best.
Right, okay.
My next husband will get to the point.
Bloody hell, she's jumped the gun and gone before me. That's
This is going to be brutal, by the way.
That's all right. Okay. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Well, you go, because it was your idea, and I'm not really sure what's happening here.
Okay. I don't know what's happening at all during the podcast anyway. So
a brief, and I'm not sure it was accurate. So we'll see what
It
happens.
does make a change that, like, not only I am the only one for a change that knows not what... I'll try that again. I'm not the only one who doesn't know what's going on. I've been drinking.
When I said Baz was Dictionary Corner, I didn't expect him to throw in word games where you have to rearrange the words in a sentence.
Sorry, I think then you're Dictionary Corner. So.
It is Dick Corner over there. We invited a dick to sit in the corner and pass judgment on what... So, I'm going to start with an easy one for me. Because obviously this is the Mildly Controversial Podcast, and this is kind of mildly controversial because there might be some things that come up today, which is, it's a veiled dig at each other. So it is dangerous, but I'm confident that our relationship is strong enough that we can get through this. But hey, it's a risk I'm worth to take for the sake of a decent episode on the podcast.
Well, I know my place.
Okay. Right. My first one is one you're very aware of, right? Because I say it on numerous occasions. Mm-hmm. Now, my next wife is going to be Portuguese. Right? And the reason I say this often, and the reason I say this to Emma often is because we live right up in the northwest of Ireland, where it's very windy, very rainy, and I play golf. So quite often, I'm on the golf course. It's pissing with the rain. It's blowing me sideways, and I will send Emma a video of me getting blown sideways on the golf course, saying, "I could have married someone who was Portuguese."
Right.
Is what I sent to her. So that's my first one. Is that my next wife definitely will be Portuguese, because if she demands that I move to the country of her birth, like you did, then I will happily go there, because I will know that I won't get the rain pissed on me while I'm playing golf. It will be lovely and warm even in the winter.
Selective memory on. I don't think I'd demanded. If I'd demanded it, would have lived here a lot earlier. Sooner.
Well, you pecked me head for a long time asking me to come. You did. You asked me pretty much every year. For those that don't know, I have a 26-year-old daughter. So there was a valid reason for me to not move to Ireland for a good while. But when she moved to the south of Manchester, and we lived in the north of Manchester, and we still only saw her every 6 to 8 weeks,
Exactly.
I ran out of excuses not to come and live here, because it is 45 minutes on a plane.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, I like living here.
Good.
It's a lovely place to live. It's a lovely place to bring up our children.
Just a cool place to play golf.
It pisses me off.
However, can I just add that you didn't really play golf until we moved here?
Well, I was going to say this as well. This is one thing I do know about you.
Yeah, but that's also her fault.
Okay.
But it wasn't a consideration when we moved here. There was no golf occurring at
No,
that
I know.
point.
But what I'm saying is, when I was 45 years old, when we moved here, 44 years old, when we moved here, I'd gone 44 years without playing golf.
Any climate.
And exactly. And then a month after we got here was my birthday.
Right.
Emma bought me 3 months membership of the golf club to try it out. I now make myself miserable playing golf 2 to 3 times a week.
In the rain.
And I'm convinced that the reason my wife bought me 3 months golf membership is she knew I'd end up liking it, and she knew that she would get me out of the house for 3.5 to 4 hours on 3 to 4 occasions a week.
Yeah, I'm not one of those, sometimes women, wives, call themselves golf widows and like complain about their partners going out to play golf. Well, I don't really understand that. I don't get that. I never really understood that. I mean,
No.
right, just go and play golf. It's 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, I will say you're not a typical wife.
No, probably not in that respect.
And
That was part of the reason I wanted to give you something to do.
yeah. No, it's and it's one of the reasons we've been so happy together. Like, not the golf thing, because that's just been the last 3 or 4 years, but because you are that type of person.
Yeah.
And I never understood. Like, a lot of my mates will go, like, I'll say, "You're coming out?" Say, "Oh, I don't know. I'll have to build up the brownie points with the wife, or I'll have to ask if I can come out." I'm just be like, I'd say all the way through our relationship for the whole 22, 23 years we've been to we missed our anniversary. I've just realised of getting together.
Oh, we didn't. We haven't
2nd of February, wasn't it? Yeah. And what we on now? 16th, something like
I
that.
never.
16th.
Why are you looking at me?
I don't know, because you're fucking dictionary corner. I'm consulting with you
I
now.
don't know the history on it completely of your.
No, but you know what date it is now.
Yeah.
Apparently he doesn't. Anyway, so we've been together for 22 and a bit years now. So it was 22 years on the 2nd of February. And in those 22 years, I've never had to ask, can I go out? Or can I do this? Can I do that? It's been like, have you got any plans tonight?
Yeah.
Have you got any plans tonight? No. Well, I'm going to go to the pub with my mates, if that's all right. I'll always say if that's all right, because I won't assume that I can. But if Emma's not got anything on, she ain't going to go, no, you can't.
We should clear that. You mean as in not being
If
naked.
I've not got anything on, you can go at the pool. Not straight.
Oh, so someone fancies herself, doesn't she? If I've got us nothing on, he ain't going to the pub. He's staying home, isn't he?
You're the one
He
that's-
won't go out if I'm naked. Well, we'll see about that. You haven't seen the rest of my list.
I can imagine.
Anyway, this all stemmed from my next wife will be Portuguese.
Yes, but your next wife might not let you go out whenever you like.
So the question.
I know.
Why particularly Portuguese and not Spanish? Because there's lots of nice golf courses in Spain.
Yeah,
there's lots of nice golf courses all around the world. Why pick it particularly Portuguese?
I think it's because I went on a golf holiday to Portugal last year, and I think this behaviour from me, of sending Emma a video saying I could have married someone from Portugal.
It dawned on you there, didn't it?
It
was out
did.
playing golf in the
It did.
day after
Yeah, when I
day.
was playing, I was like, this is beautiful.
Hold
this
on.
isn't golf. This can't be golf. There's an orange orb in the sky.
It was pints in the sunshine.
Yeah, and it was like, I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I'm not getting blown off the fairway. Blown
Portuguese holidays.
blown
okay.
off the fairway, not blown off on the fairway. Although that would be a good reason to marry someone Portuguese if that happened on Portuguese golf courses.
Can we give your future Portuguese wife a name? Because I've just looked up popular Portuguese girl names. So can we call her Beatrice?
It's like having dictionary
Well,
corner.
no.
isn't it?
Can we call her
I like
Beatrice?
it.
Because I like to have a character.
Beatrice. No, Beatrice is.
You've got a Guida, Anna, or a Benedita. They're your 4 choices.
Anna.
Anna.
Okay, let's go for Anna.
Anna.
So Anna is now your
Anna,
Portuguese wife.
Yeah, that's good because Anna is close to Emma. So if I say Emma, she'll go, "What did you say?" I said Anna. Brilliant. Thanks for that one. Nice.
Welcome.
She's even giving me tips
Yeah, no, I like it.
on how to stay.
I won't be your wife anymore.
Well, I know, but I love that. She's giving me tips on how to be and how to have a successful relationship after this one. I did just see what I mean. This is why This is why I let her marry me.
Apart from her not being Portuguese, she's perfect, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've got a list.
Yeah, no, let's start with that one.
Right, Emma.
me?
Yeah, it's your go.
I don't know if mine are going to be right because I'm not sure I was.
Sorry, can I need to weigh in on this though, in terms of like my appraisal of your wanting to have a Portuguese wife just to play golf.
Yeah.
We've already worked out that Emma's quite happy for you to go up and play golf for as many hours as you like.
Yep.
Wife Anna isn't like that.
Anna
She
will
wants
be
you
like
to
that.
put pictures
Anna
up.
will be like Anna's fucking brilliant.
Maybe let
Anna is going to be all of the things on my list.
Oh, okay.
Anna's
Right.
list. So my next husband, I came up with it. I have quite a long list, but they're
I'm genuinely fucking terrified, by the way.
You should be.
well. There's something I'm going to start with a relatively silly one, but also be quite nice. I thought discussive, something to be discussed. Anyway, won't fart in front of me if it's avoidable.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Go on.
So I know, right?
It's tough to defend that, isn't it? To be
I
fair.
know that every now and again we all fart, right? It's a human function and it's fine. And I understand, even I, believe it or not, sometimes accidentally one will escape. And you're like, oh, pardon me, and you move on. But somewhere in the last 22 years of our relationship, and probably most people's relationships, if I'm honest, farting is not like a thing that you don't do, anymore in front of your partner. To the point where it's like, it's okay. You still say, excuse me, most of the time. But I would really like for that not to be a thing. Like, it's not okay to just lift your cheek up and let one out. Do you know what I mean?
If you're listening to this on the audio version, I implore you to go to Facebook or to YouTube to see
The action.
Yes. That was there. That was the face, the lifting of the cheek of the face. What was brilliantly accurate was also amazing to see.
I want to know the power of the fart that makes you want to lift your whole body up to let it out.
It doesn't. That lifts me. that powerfully lifts me. I don't do the lifting. To be fair, do you know what? I was nervous about doing this because not nervous enough not to do it, but I was nervous about doing this because I thought, oh shit, like what if it just ends up being a slagging match between like,
It's all the things I don't
you need
like
to do
about
it. But that is genuine. It's a little bit like therapy, this as well, because
might come next.
well, I know it's been easy because
it's going to be a roll next.
the first two have been a piece of piss, to be fair. So it might not stay like this, but that is genuinely something that, no, if that's something that you've put on your list, I will try to be more cognizant of when I do it, which will hopefully then make me do it less.
Yeah.
Okay, that's as far as.
Do you know what I was thinking though about this as a thing? And there are other things that are similar, right, in most relationships. Things that you do that you didn't used to do, or don't do that you used to do. And it's not usually the thing. You know, like the pint on the bathroom floor that would be most people's thing. It's not usually the thing. It's what the thing means, which is like, I don't care as much as I used to about what you think about me. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. If you go further enough down the line of these little things in most relationships, if you were in therapy, for example, most women anyway would say, actually, what that means is you didn't used to do that because you didn't want to make think X, Y, or Z about you, and now you don't care. Do you see what I mean?
Wow.
Well, see, I
thought it was a fun thing about farting. And all of a sudden she just goes, knife in and twist. I was like, well,
I'm just talking about if you were in therapy.
so now every time, now should I fart in front of my
you
wife?
will. Let's be clear.
It then becomes I'm now doing it knowing that my wife thinks it's me demonstrating how much I don't care.
And has done for
About
many
our
years.
relationship.
That's the other thing.
Fucking hell.
So
I did say if avoidable in practice. I just thought it was quite nice.
If avoidable. I do need to say one thing though, is that this isn't a criticism, it's an observation. Okay. But you are genuinely the first partner I've had that I've even heard fart. I mean, I know that is nature of the fact that we've been together 22 years. There's if you were holding a fart in for 22 years.
Girlfriends, you ever heard them fart?
No, not one.
I think you just weren't paying attention.
what was it saying?
I was like, what was that? Must have been a mouse.
So I know that you were married before.
No, I wasn't.
Oh no, so you're in a relationship before.
Don't tell her that.
No,
I told her I wasn't.
No. Sorry, you're in a relationship where you spawned a child in the previous relationship. So
If you're watching Charlotte, that's you. Talking about that it was spawned from a previous relationship.
well, no, but it's the biological word of it. So I can only assume that you were with Charlie's mother for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, 3.5 years.
Yeah. So to not hear someone fart in 3.5 years is. She must have done really well.
Or maybe she's just better at coughing when she maybe her timing of the cough.
So I do.
and the fart
I
is
do
better.
I do have a relationship sort of like thing about farting, in terms of like quite often couples have sex before they fart in front of each other. In terms of so the farting becomes
What, immediately?
well no.
It was like, I really need a fart, quick! Oh, thank God for that.
But what I'm saying is like quite often people will have sex before they fart in front of each other in relationships.
Yeah.
Not immediately, obviously. You just said
You don't want to repulse your partner before you've had a chance
Yeah,
to have sex with them.
but so I call that like being comfortable enough to fart in front of somebody.
Yeah.
Which is quite often after you've had sex with somebody, which is kind of weird, isn't it? 'Cause
Yeah.
And let's face it, everyone farts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the Queen didn't, obviously, because we know that about the Queen. But so
That's what killed her in the end.
Yeah. Does it keep one in?
Yeah, 90 odd years of stifling a fart.
So I kind of think it's weird the fact that like, but like you said, you've gesticulated that like somebody might like make it a thing. So maybe if you just kind of like try to like not make it a thing where you lift a cheek.
Yeah, I didn't realise that was a thing. Melvin, can you stop fucking shaking? It's like he's got handbells. Well, he might want to go out, but can you stop that, please?
So yeah, so I kind of, but this is not the first time we discussed farting, surely.
I mean, I've heard the phrase "can you not" occasionally.
I get the impression that's quite a lot of things.
yeah.
This is not going to be good for the audio, but it's usually it'll be something like.
Jesus.
Okay.
I'm in trouble. I don't even know what I've done.
If you've ever had the look, you know what the look is. Well, you can see my face.
If you want to see the look, go to facebook.com/mildlypod and you can see the look.
So can I state is that you just like might not to make such a big theatrical moment while farting?
It doesn't make a big theatrical about it. It's just, I just don't. I would prefer it. My ex-husband didn't do it.
Okay. Oh, of course, that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not saying things I want Mike to change necessarily. I'm saying my ex-husband won't fart in front of me unless it's a voice.
Can I imagine your next husband when he gets in the car in the morning just goes, and just there's this massive explosion, like in the car.
He shit himself. Which is unavoidable. I would say.
It's like, if avoidable was in brackets.
Yes,
I
true.
remember that bit. Yeah. So yeah,
That's knowing Mike. He's always going to go. It was unavoidable. Sorry.
no, that's not the case. That's not the case. And it's, but I will say, and I think Emma will back me up on this, is that my farts are 9 times out of 10, my farts are audible.
Yeah, okay.
I don't do the silent ones,
yeah.
right? But 9 times out of 10, they are fragrance-free, I would suggest.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're
So
lucky.
they're kind of like clown farts. Do you know what I mean? Exactly. It's a comedy noise, which some people... Comedy's subjective, so some people don't find things funny like that. But the comedy noise, but it doesn't come with the... Because I hate it when one of your mates will be in a pub and they'll do a rotten one.
Yeah.
And they'll think it's funny. And I'm just like, genuinely, cut the fuck out with those because that is not good. And they'll do another one and go, not genuinely. That I think that's 10 times as rude as one that makes a little comedy noise.
Sort of farting and burping under the same umbrella for this particular one.
I didn't realise I did burp.
You burped earlier.
I know, but I'll often say, pardon me.
Again,
I don't throw a massive burp out. Bah,
if
like
I
Barney
thought
Gumble.
You do sometimes.
I do like The Simpsons, though.
Anyway.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
No,
That's a
so
good one.
this is quite nice because this resonates with so many people because farting is, like I said, everybody does it, and in couples, everyone must have their own kind of like, what they accept and what isn't acceptable.
Yeah.
Well, we found
My
yours.
next husband won't go to the toilet in front of me, but Mike doesn't do that either, so
No.
that's fine.
There you go. There you
That's
go.
what.
We never talked about that, but it's just...
No,
Oh,
but
for God's sake, never stay in a Crazy Bear hotel because they put toilets in the same room
There's
as.
no need, is
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Like, no,
But do you
no.
know what? I've seen
Some people do.
on films
Oh, we
and
watched
things
it the
like
other
that.
day.
Yeah, well,
When we
oh,
went to
that was on
her
Kid.
teeth.
That was Kid.
She was brushing her
brushing her
teeth,
teeth and just came in and started
slash.
pissing next to her.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like,
Oh!
I would never do that.
No, there's that classic like early video that was on TikTok where the wife's having a lovely rose-scented bath and he rushes in, turns the lights and says, "I'm so sorry, I need to go," because that's the only toilet in the house.
was
As
that
long as you don't do that, I think you'll probably be all right. To be
I
fair,
think was that not like a John Smith's advert?
it sounds like
I
it.
think
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Peter Kay. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
English reference, everybody.
Very good. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I mean that's a separate thing, but it's a similar level that most people, you either do or you don't mind that, and it's something we never. I don't remember ever having a conversation where I said that's not okay, but it was just, if I'm in the bathroom and you need to come in, like if I'm brushing my teeth and you need to do, I'll leave.
Yeah.
I don't just open the door and carry
Yeah.
on.
Oh,
Crack on.
has this reminded me? So we've got Anna for your fictional next one.
Oh, yeah.
We need to come up with a name for Emma's fictional next husband. So, Harry Styles. Harry.
I don't fancy Harry.
No. But
Well, stop going on about Benjamin Netanyahu, Lynn. You're never going to meet him.
Let's call him Benjamin.
Benjamin, right.
That's what I say all the time.
I like
So,
this.
for those that have missed that Alan Partridge reference, I love Alan Partridge, and that's where the whole "on that bombshell" at the end comes from.
Yeah.
But Emma doesn't constantly, but talks about Harry Styles. And to be fair, her Instagram thing, she's obviously liked a couple of Harry Styles things because every so often I'll see her watching a Harry Styles
quite
video.
rightly too.
Yeah. Oh no, he's brilliant. But I then whenever I see her watching a Harry Styles video, I'll be like, stop going on about Benjamin Netanyahu, Lynn. You're never gonna meet him.
So if you don't know that reference, you need to go and watch them.
Go and watch I'm Alan Partridge from 1996.
So good. I'm glad we established Anna and Benjamin are our two
Anna and
protagonists in this whole thing. Now,
Anna and Benjamin.
Yeah.
What's your next one then?
Okay, my next one. Oh, I need to be careful on these. Here we go. This sounds quite trivial.
Right.
But that's what we're here for. A lot of mildly controversial stuff we cover on this is trivial.
How pointless. Let's be
Kind of the point. My ex-wife will crush bottles before she puts them in the recycling.
Yeah,
This
I'm not-
sounds-
Explain this to
I'm not
me.
doing that.
Explain this to me. Crushed bottles.
Well, you know when you put plastic bottles in the recycling?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You open the top, you crush it down, you put the top back on,
Yeah.
and it stays really, really small.
Yeah. Okay. I get this.
Nah. Emma throws like 2 litre bottles in the recycling.
I video one the other day.
I was just going to come on to that. You even know you did it. You sound like you're fucking proud of it. Why are you proud of it?
I can't be asked crushing him.
Oh my God. Can't be asked taking 4 seconds to crush a bottle. Anyway, you just crush the bottle and Emma's comfortable with not crushing the bottles to put them in the recycling because she's not the one when the recycling bin is full has to climb into the recycling bin, jump up and down on it to crush it down to be able to put more stuff in it.
So Anna's going to crush the bottle, right?
Well, Anna is going to have the good sense to open a plastic bottle that needs recycling.
Yeah.
Crush it down, take all the air out of it, and then reattach the lid, because that is literally taking the amount of space used in the recycling bin by that bottle down from 100% to about 15%.
How do you feel about that?
Couldn't give less than a shit.
This is what I got to deal with.
I'm not stupid. I mean, I'm aware this to this makes a difference to the size of the shipment. No.
It's kind of weird because
Anna can do that.
I know exactly what you mean. So you know when you get like a water bottle, and some water bottles are like the half-litre ones are a bit softer.
Yeah.
I always crush those down.
Yeah.
But I'm the same. Like, I don't crush down the big 2-litre ones.
Do you know what? I quite like it. What I'll do is I'll take it off.
It's nothing to do with space.
No,
He likes
I'll crush it at the bottom and then roll it up.
You do that bag of crisps as well. Roll it into a thing and then tie it in a knot.
To crush cans as well.
No, I don't crush cans.
Do you know what? I've just come up with another my next husband that I like written down, which is related to this. My next husband, Benjamin, is going to put stuff into the recycling instead of just leaving it on the side. Every recycling bin we have ever had, right? We used to have one in the old house that was like the recycling bin was underneath and the worktop in the kitchen was above it. And without fail, every day I would come down from wherever I'd been and pick up the bottle or the can that was on top of the worktop and put it into which is where Melvin's bed used to be the recycling. And I'd be like, why don't you just put it in there in the first place where the glass bottles go, because they have to go somewhere separate. Michael put his cans there and then I'll come along and pick them up and put them in the recycling bin. So my next husband will put his own recycling in the recycling bag.
I have a defence.
Whatever size it may be.
Tell me about Anna.
I have a defence. No, this isn't about Anna. I have a defence on this because I don't know if you noticed, but it's almost impossible to get every last bit out of a can. Do you know, when you turn the can upside down, you shake it like that, and you think, yeah, that's everything. You shake it a bit more comes out, and it's just like endless, these little dregs that are coming out at the bottom. Yeah, but
Apparently. You've said that before.
I was going to say we'll come back to that, but we definitely won't come back to that. But the reason I do that is because we kind of hang a paper bag on the back of the door, which is where the recycling goes in before it goes outside. And if I just throw the cans in there, quite often some of the beer or whatever will come out of the can and make the paper bag wet. So the idea is to leave them there to then do them all just before they go out, you see, because if you put the can straight into the recycling and it's not directly up, or it moves later on and a little bit of beer comes out, it destroys the paper bag. I don't know where the last bits of a beer in a beer can hide, but you shake it, and it doesn't matter how many times you shake it, more comes out. And it doesn't need to be much to destroy the structural integrity of a paper bag.
But he used to do that before we put the recycling in the paper bag. But I understand now. Anyway, so the next one, the mine are all, the rest are not, I don't think they'll be mildly controversial, not all. Potentially. Right, so I think, and this is a huge umbrella of things that come under this topic, but my next husband's favourite pastime is going to be cleaning and tidying. Even a little touch of OCD, I wouldn't mind. Just, these women who have these partners who just are obsessed with keeping the house clean and tidy, sweeping and like just doing it all the time without ever being asked. It's their idea, and my Benjamin is most definitely going to be that.
He's fastidious, isn't he?
I'm going to come home and the house is going to be absolutely spotless every single day.
Would he be irritating to the point that, like, as soon as you put a cup down, it's gone?
That would not irritate me.
Okay, cool. Right, so
That
irritates me sometimes.
I would love that.
An answer.
I would suggest, Your Honour, that the past couple of months I've been better.
Correct.
At this, because Emma started a new job a couple of months ago, so is in the house less than I am. And I'm the sort of person, I don't know what it is about my personality or anything. I don't notice things unless they're pointed out to me. So I said to him, it's like, before you go to work, write a list of stuff you want me to do. No problem at all about doing it. I just wouldn't walk around the house and go, oh, that needs to do. So we've now got a system. So Emma will write a list of things that need to be done in the day. Not all for me, but just need to be done. I'll go, I'll do that, because I know that if she comes home and that's done, then she'll be happy, and I want to make her happy.
Yeah.
So, that's fair enough, isn't it? That's the way we're working at the minute. But yeah, the whole obsessiveness about cleaning. Emma's not got an obsessiveness about cleaning, in that way, but will tidy stuff away to somewhere never to be seen again.
Do you know what, though? I lowered my standards. That's why. Like...
What, when you married me?
In general.
I'm not disputing that at all. Well, no, to be fair.
If I lived on my own, my house would be absolutely spotless at all times. But it was getting to the point where I remember when we lived together, maybe before we had kids, I think we were married, but it used to be the only thing we argued about at all was like messiness or stuff like that. So we got a cleaner, and that kind of got rid of that argument.
That's a really good point, is that, like I said, we'd been together 22 years, and we've probably had a handful of proper arguments, like, in 22 years.
Which is good. Let's be clear on that, yeah.
Brilliant, do you know what I mean? Even if it was a handful a year, but it's like a handful over 22 years. But I remember very early on in our relationship, we realised the only thing we argued about was the washing up and cleaning the house. So do you know what we did?
Yeah.
We got a dishwasher and a cleaner.
Yeah.
And since then, we've got along famously since then.
So it's one of those things. So, like, I think since I've met you over this weekend, I've realised that you're very similar to my wife, and I'm very, very similar to Mike. So Liz once described the fact that if I lived on my own and didn't live with her, I'd live in one of those hoarding houses. I don't think I'd be that bad, but she points out the state of my desk, which is like, I can clear it one day, and 2 days later it's full of the entire house. And I come in after being away from work, and suddenly it's like something exploded. Like I open a bag and it just explodes. I'm like that, so I understand where you're coming from, but I'm like you. I don't see mess like other people do.
Well, Michael get up, so he'll sit in here and watch telly at night.
Yeah.
And whatever, have a few drinks, and more often than not, when it's time for bed, if I'm going to bed last, I'll fold all the cushions back up, plunk the chairs back up, get rid of all the dishes. I don't know if it's men or Mike or Jen. You just leave and go to bed. Sometimes it could be the footrest is still on. The rug's this rug here that you can't see if you're watching is there. And I'm like, not, but it's...
I'll very rarely leave like plates and cups and things. I'll take them. But yeah, I didn't realise there was rules about that, because if you're watching, this chair, that chair, and that chair all have a thing that comes up. I'm currently sat with my feet on the table because we can't all have our things up because we've had to scrunch together to do the podcast. But I didn't realise that it was a thing that. But again, it's easy fixed, and I didn't even realise I did it because it's harder to get off the settee with the footrest up than it is with it down. So I don't even know how I've managed it.
I was just thinking that when I said I had to lower my standards, I'll give you an example of what I meant, and it wasn't necessarily about you. I just mean in terms of my expectations. So, for example, when I used to live by myself, or if I'm on my own for a period of time for whatever reason, I would never go to bed with like dishes on the side, like washed, but even if they're washed but not dried, like I want to come down to. So I'll go to bed with everything done that I want to come downstairs to. Or if I go on holiday, like I couldn't go on holiday, the house is this tape. Whereas a lot of other people, I
don't know why she did like self-censorship.
I can verify your house is not a tip.
Yeah. It's definitely not a tip.
So that's what I mean. Like, but now, or over the years, I've become less fastidious about things like that. Like, I will go to bed if the dishes are because they're washed, if they're not all put away. Like, so I've lowered my standards in that way. I don't mean like I don't care anymore, or it's always you. I just mean in general, when there's 4 of you in a house, you can't have it the way that you want it all the time. That's just not real life, is it?
Yeah.
Otherwise, fuck you all, I'm going to live on my own. Me and Benjamin, just fastidious about the house.
You and Benjamin can't live on your own.
No, well, I'm going to invite him round and see how he gets on, you know.
Well,
So what resonates to me was Mike said earlier, I do stuff to make Emma happy, which is the driving force.
Yeah.
I do a thing sometimes where I do something that Liz I know would make Liz happy, but I don't mention it. And then when she comes in from work and I've been there all day, I'm like, is she going to notice it? And I do my utmost best to not go, have you noticed that I've loaded the dishwasher? But
that is real. That's a real thing. If you read books about how to have a happy marriage,
Yeah.
which I did, how to have a happy marriage, how to
you should give that book to Mike.
I've already got one.
Okay.
A lot of the advice was about things like, so a lot of women, this is turning into therapy for other, but hopefully people will find this useful. A lot of women are like, well, you should see that anyway, and then you shouldn't need to thank him for doing a job that you do anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't kill you to say thanks for emptying the dishwasher.
No.
Because I do appreciate it. So, like, Michael made the bed and put the cushions and everything on, which is another one of mine, by the way. Put the cushions and everything on. I know he doesn't do that because he gives two rat's asses whether the bed's made or not. He does
Couldn't
that.
give a shit.
Does that for me, right? Makes the bed because he knows that I care. So I'll say, I really appreciate that you made the bed this morning.
Yeah.
Right? So does that kill me to do it? No. It's not hard. So if he empties the dishwasher and I notice, I'll be like, cheers. I don't expect him to thank me for making the bed or emptying the dishwasher because I do that for me too.
I've suggested on a few occasions that I should have like a star chart. Seriously.
But men do respond well to that.
Yeah.
But I thank you.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's what the list that Emma, like, some blokes will be listening to this podcast or watching this podcast and they will say, fucking hell, your wife goes out to work and leaves you a list of stuff to do when she's gone. And I'm just like, well, I've asked her to do that because I want her to come back from work and the house to look and everything be done the way she wants it done when she comes in from, when she's tired and she comes in. I want her to be happy when she comes in from work. But, like you say, you know, like a star chart, I'd love... Because you said, like, I love doing stuff that'll make her happy. I hope she notices.
Yeah.
The flip side of having this list is that I've got a fucking list of things with a line through that I've gone, I did that, I did that. Yay me, give me credit for all these things look at all the lines I've put through this
Like,
list.
if there's anything extra, he writes it on the list and crosses it out.
Hell yeah.
So that I did more than this was great. I'm proud of him that day.
I didn't think she'd notice that, but yeah, I do that.
It comes under the same umbrella as like candles and cushions and throws and all of those things that a lot of women really like. Cushions on the bed, and like if I come home and Mike's lit the candles and there's we just like that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I do notice it. Like if I come home and the house is tidy and the candles are lit, I'm like, I know that he did that for me. So I am going to say thank you. I'm not going to cross my arms and think, well, obviously he's done that because that's what, I just think it's no harm if you think that's something.
But I also think as well that, so if you come in and you're doing other stuff, and like I think you and I are the same. It's like she's going to notice I did the things she asked me to do. She's going to notice.
Yeah.
She hasn't noticed yet. I'm not going to say anything. Have you noticed I've done the thing? Shit.
I did that. Tell me I'm a good boy.
It's a good way of maintaining a good relationship, whether it's a marriage or a partnership or living with somebody. It's just to say thank you for when they do something that you know is for you, and not to just think, well, they should do that anyway. Yes, of course you should. Emptying the dishwasher is something that everybody in the house should be doing.
Yeah.
If somebody else does it, it's no harm to just say that, to say you appreciated it, making the bed, emptying the dishwasher, cleaning the bathroom, whatever. What's your next one?
My next one's quite interesting because it suggests that my next wife is not going to be called Anna.
Oh.
Because my next wife is going to be Michelle Keegan.
Oh, God.
And I'm all right with that.
Do you know what? I know, because the number of times we watched something with Michelle Keegan in it, and the thing I love about Emma is that if I see someone on this is the thing I love about Emma. One of the many millions of things I love about Emma is I know some lads who can't ever admit to finding any other woman attractive.
Yeah, know that one.
We'll be watching Tana. He's like, "Oh, she's fit." So yeah, and Emma will go, "Yeah." Do you know what I mean? Because she understands it. So Michelle Keegan, if there's anybody in a relationship, if there's any woman in a relationship who, if their fella said Michelle Keegan's fit, if there's any woman in the world who goes, she's not, you're a fucking liar, right? Because, and again, coming back to Alan Partridge, right? Alan Partridge has got this phrase when he goes, "Ooh, you're nicer than my wife," right? Michelle Keegan is nicer than everybody's wife, right? The only person who can't say, "Oh, you're nicer than my wife" to Michelle Keegan is Mark Wright, because she is his wife.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's like, it's fact, all right? So anybody who suggests that, and anybody who says, "Oh no, Michelle Keegan's not more attractive than my wife," they're fucking lying to themselves and their wife. It doesn't mean I would rather be married to Michelle Keegan. I just think that she is so streets ahead of anybody else who's famous in terms of how attractive she is, that it's indisputable.
Yeah.
And I remember that Fool Me Once.
Yeah.
There was a stage we were sat watching it, and there was a bit where she was got Joanna Lumley's character goes, "Oh, you look like shit," and me and her just went, "Does she fuck?"
Yeah.
Right, and they've obviously tried. The people who made that TV show obviously tried to make her look.
Yeah.
Oh, you've let yourself go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Stay out late like Michelle, and then go in the morning and like.
Fucking hell, I want to let myself go and look like that.
And do you know what? It was like, and we were watching it. It's the writers have obviously gone, right, we'll make her look as rough as we can. I was like, "Oh, you've let yourself go," and I was like, "She looks fucking beautiful." It's just.
Let's go to the phrase "beauty is skin deep," because it's that thing, isn't it? But it's like, and so I'm very similar to Mike in terms of that Liz allows me to do the most ridiculous things that many other women in relationships would go, "What, you let your husband just do whatever the fuck he likes and
Take his top off on the internet?"
Well, no, that's an aside. But mainly sit around the house all day doing absolutely pointless, worthless shit. And when you get home, he then goes, "I do the dishwasher. I put stuff in the dishwasher." No. So but
like a needy puppy.
But I think Michelle Keegan. No, I don't know this. But imagine if she didn't have that kind of understanding about your kind of needs in life, like Emma does, and like Liz has with me, and she was like, "Mike, you've done fuck all day. You're a fucking useless. Sorry about swearing. You're an absolute useless waste of space." But would she be then as beautiful if she was throwing that at you?
Michelle Keegan, I'm simply talking.
No.
Let's get this straight, right? And I need to reiterate this. I would not rather be married to Michelle Keegan than married to Emma.
No, I get
I'm not
that,
saying that for a minute, right? I'm just saying she is phenomenally beautiful.
Yeah.
And that is like, physically, it's literally just ticks every box and all that for me. And she might not be other people's type, but even if she's not your type, if you look at Michelle Keegan and say she's not a beautiful woman, you're fucking lying to yourself.
Yeah.
And we've had this conversation. It's
Eyes.
no, exactly. But that's another thing that is kind of a sign of how strong our relationship is. That you don't kick off if I do, like, because I remember we talked about micro cheating. On the podcast previously. Well, it's like some girl who was like 17 or something wrote to like this agony aunt and just said, "Should I get rid of my boyfriend because he's been micro cheating?" And her version of micro cheating was
he was looking at images,
he was liking photos of other women on the internet.
On Instagram.
I was like, fucking, if I walked up and licked the face of another woman, she wouldn't be like, "Right, that's it, you're out." What are you doing, you prick?
The next level of this, or the kind of, it's not just about what the relationship that you're in, which is part of it, but also it's the confidence you've got in yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like, for a lot of women, the reason why they wouldn't be okay with their partner saying that or thinking that is they don't have enough confidence in themselves to feel like they can stand on their own 2 feet regardless of whether their partner looks at somebody else. So for me, the fact that I don't mind you going out and doing your own thing, the fact that I don't think you should be on any kind of leash. I've had that before. What kind of a lead is he on? I'm like, no lead. The fact that I'm all right with you finding any other woman attractive. Like, just because you're married to someone doesn't mean you can suddenly go around with a blindfold on. But it's to do with the fact that I am comfortable with me as well. Like, I know who I am and how much I'm worth, so yes, that woman's great looking, and you can. But we have a good relationship for all of those reasons. That I don't have a problem with any of those things.
And I think it comes down to trust as well.
Yeah.
We trust each other just implicitly.
Good word.
And I think
I knew that was coming in.
Yeah, no. And we do. So it's like, If I went out on a night out and I didn't turn up till the morning after, you wouldn't be like, oh God, who's he sleeping with? You're just like, fucking what bin's he woken up with? Do you know what I mean?
Did he get caught up in a round of drinks that he couldn't handle?
but that's it, and it definitely is a trust thing, and because that trust is there, it's like, if she went, oh, I'm going on holiday with this lad, I'd be like, right, all right, whatever. Do you know what I mean?
It's an interesting one because, like, I think that there are many couples, like in general, that aren't comfortable with their husbands or wives having same-sex friends.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important that you can. This is getting very serious now.
No,
and
absolutely.
I think and that's part of the trusting, because I have many female friends that I like in the same way that I like male friends that I don't have any other interest in, and I think it's important that people know that you can do it.
I remember that week, mate. So one of my very best friends is a guy, John. Like, I speak to him on and off on WhatsApp all day long. We work together as well. We've been to Dubai, went to Dubai for a week together, me and him, for work. And, like, obviously you know him and you're friends with him.
You stayed in the same apartment.
We stayed in the same apartment for a week. And I remember him and I both saying, I'm friends with his girlfriend, and, all very, like, we're all friends together, but we work together, so we do stuff outside of that. And I remember being in that apartment with John that week in Dubai, and both of us said something like, there's not many other halves that would be all right with that, like you going away to Dubai for a week.
Yeah.
But he's like my brother. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like it would never cross my mind that wouldn't be okay.
And do you know what? It's since we met, I am quite a flirty person. I mean, I'm flirty, I'm tactile, but because that trust is there, we'd been on a night out with a load of mates and stuff. You can't do this these days, by the way. But if you saw me chatting with my arm round one of our female friends' waist, whispering in her ear or something, you wouldn't think, what the fuck's he up to? Would you? It's just...
I wouldn't care anyway, even if you were. Flirting's all right.
This is why I'm blessed to be in the relationship I am, because there's loads of women who would just run over and stick the nut on the other woman, you know what I mean?
I've got a really good observation about you two, and I think it's what I have in a relationship with Liz. It's space. You guys give each other space to be yourselves, whereas I don't think Benjamin and Anna would do that. I'm not going to lie.
No.
Yeah. Benjamin would be too busy cleaning.
Yeah, exactly. Anna would be too busy, like, cleaning your golf clubs and making, what's the Portuguese dish? I can't even think of one right now.
Nando's.
Sorry. No, but
I don't mind if Anna works in Nando's. No.
It's quite nice for me sitting here because I completely understand how you operate, because I'm very fortunate to be in a very similar relationship. But I genuinely think every day Liz is going to turn up one day and go, I've found you out. You're actually, I'm leaving you for Benjamin too.
Been discovered.
Yes, Benjamin's much tidier than you, and that's enough now.
Do you know what? I had this idea to do this because obviously you're over in my house and Emma's here, and I wanted to do a podcast with the three of us. But I knew it was a bit of a risk because I just thought she might just fucking lay right into me. Do you know what I mean? And I could come out of this looking really shit. And the worst case scenario would be that we have such a blazing row, or just it all kicks off and it damages our relationship. I was confident it wouldn't, but that was a risk in doing this. But what's actually happened is we've chatted more about how much we love each other, how good our relationship is, the good things about our relationship, and I've taken on board some things that Emma has suggested I could do in my life to make our relationship even better. So I think the upshot of this whole podcast is that Anna and Benjamin haven't got a fucking chance.
No.
I didn't get to. We'll have a pilot's license. That was one of the other ones.
I think the upshot is, before you close, is that men like you and I should have star charts. It's as simple as that. It really is. We seek validation for everything we do, and then a star chart would be that thing where you can go and look at it and go, I did that.
I've got visions of Baz just at home going,
Do you know what?
Waiting for Liz to see he's plumped the cushion.
Oh no! So I remember you making a video about the cushions on the bed. I went the opposite way and went, I'm going to make my pillow sculptures as interesting as possible. I've run out of ways to do it now because we've only got 5 pillows, but there's only so many you can rearrange them. But I used to stack them in certain ways so they'd be like a pyramid, and Liz would notice that. But now I've kind of run out of ways to do it. So if anyone out there has got better ways to stack 5 cushions than I've done so far, please send me them because I've run out of them. There, I've used this just to help me out. This has been really nice. I thought I'd be a bit uncomfortable, but actually I'm like, it's therapy. It's great.
No, look, I think we've come through unscathed. It was a risk. We've come through unscathed. I think we're okay.
Yep.
Good.
It's because we're both punching. That's what it is.
I mean, there is that. Do you know what I mean? There'll be loads of people who are watching and listening to this who are just thinking, look, she doesn't nag like my wife does. She doesn't ask for, she doesn't make you ask for like permission to go out.
We're gonna.
She doesn't do this, even though she's when she's pissed off with stuff, she doesn't do that and all this kind of stuff. And she's fit. It's just. We've literally just made
You must be doing something right, Mike.
I don't drink, so it sounds like now when people need collecting on my bombshell.
So exactly. So she also doesn't drink as well. So like last night, she gave us a lift into town to go out on the piss and picked us up at the end of it. So basically, what I'm saying is this could have kicked our relationship off the rails. It didn't. It's made it a little bit stronger, I think. And also, fuck off, she's mine. On that bombshell, that's where we'll leave this one. Thanks, everyone, for listening. And thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this one. Thanks, Emma, for being on it. Thanks, Baz, for adjudicating and sitting there, potentially, if anything kicked off. I felt a lot safer with you there, just in case she threw a right hand at me.
Shut up.
Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.